GDP figures there that Mr. Nofoko referred to. We turn our eyes to the real estate sector construction. We saw that sector also dropped. The real estate sector, there was a 0.5% drop year on year for the first quarter of this year. What that implies, obviously, is the threat to investment into that sector. And of course, the housing gap growing even wider. But let's delve into this. I'm sure there are ways we can make lemonade out of lime from this. With Dr. Segun Osundairo, is the managing director of Arkview Investments Limited. Dr. Osundairo, thank you so much and good afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I mean, they say necessity, basic necessities of life. Yes. First, you have food. No question about that. Yeah. And then you have clothing, and then you have
shelter,
housing.
Yeah,
housing. But we've seen it become like more difficult to get what they call budget housing, a low-income house, a low-cost. Affordable yes. is the professional word to use. Yes. But we've had a lot of low-income housing plans by governments, yes. by private sector. But yes. when you check the low-income, it's not really low income, and it seems yes. it's becoming even more difficult.
The gap is now so wide between the poor and the rich. Then it used to be housing for the low-income earners, for the middle-income earners, and for the high-income earners or the elite. But now the middle-income earners have been fully raised. So it's either you are trying to get something down, way down, or you are, getting the elite. So the gap is so wide. Now, as an industry, we now depend more on the diasporans, from Nigerians out abroad, now buying into our property business. So the government needs to look into the economy and see how to manage it well, because prices of building materials are on the rise every day.
So before you get into that, Dr. Osundairo, when you say and it's not just about the real estate now that the middle class is being erased. I like to be practical, and you say it's either you're in the low income or the high end of it. What is low income? Is low income a 1-bedroom flat? Is it a 2-bedroom? Is it I better pass my neighbor?
Yes, okay. Let me explain and break it down for you. Then it used to be you have a mini flat, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom.
That used to be middle class or low.
So you can categorize it. Then it used to be for the low income, you have the mini flat, like a room apartment. Then you have a 2-bedroom for the middle income earners, and you have a 3-bedroom and duplexes for the high-income earners and the elite. But now, with the economic situation, the 2-bed and the 3-bed has been fully erased off.
So, okay, because the prices are now higher, the low-income or the middle class cannot afford it. Has it gone to the elite?
So now the middle-income earners can only afford a mini flat. Why the elite and the high-income earners can only either go, they can afford to buy in the luxurious environment, maybe in the Lekki axis, and but when you check most of the houses being built now, developers are doing more of the mini flats, apartment, and that's what is even available, affordable for the people. Now those who are we call them the low-income earners, they are out of the scheme completely. Now they're
falling to the low-income, I believe.
They can't even afford a place for themselves. What they now do is just to either move down to the outskirts of. They can't afford anything within the metropolis in Lagos. You see how they go down to Ogun State, moving down to Ekiti State, moving down to Osun State to get a piece of land and build maybe just a room and be managing themselves there.
But Dr. Osundairo, we cannot have this conversation outside of the bigger economy.
Yes.
Because the truth is the macroeconomic indices are not friendly at this time. And we cannot expect that the real estate sector will be exempted from the squeeze that's going on.
Yes.
So obviously, construction materials are now, I remember some time ago, we were talking about cement. Can we have cement for 20,000 and things like that? But there are also conversations around, can we look at alternative materials that perhaps could make it easier for the former middle income, now low income, to be able to do something for themselves?
You see, our governments, they have a major role to play in this. God has so much blessed Nigeria with all mineral resources. When it comes to building of houses, you have everything. Ogun State, yeah, you have even the limestone, you have the granite, the sharp sand, everything. But they need to see how to partner with the developers. 90% of houses built in Nigeria are built by developers. So they need to go into the strategy being adopted in building Festac 77. Strategies being adopted by the Jakande era in building about 16 housing estates within 4 years, which what they did was to harness all these materials, all these resources. We have them available. Now, calling the developers who are doing this job every day and see how to partner with them and see how to make all the materials, talking about resources, available. They should build a platform whereby these materials will be easy to access.
Yeah, but we also have to remember that these materials, yes, we do have them, but they have to go through a value-adding process. Perhaps that's where the conversation should start from, or the partnership should start from.
Yes, you see, value-adding, you see, our government, they have all the resources within, and they have the resources, we have the technical know-how, they have the resources. It's now to sit with with the players and see how to provide solutions into providing affordable housing. The template that Baba Jakande used is still available. Though someone might say, oh, the prices of maybe building materials then was a bit low, but...
And the taste too. The taste has also changed.
But it can still be replicated. I remember then our parents got we talk about getting a unit with just about 3 naira then, and you can spread your payment for about 30 years. That is still available. Now, okay, how much am I buying this house? How much are we delivering this house? Okay, for example, 10 million naira. There should be a mortgage system, a working mortgage system, whereby it will be fully funded by the government. We have Federal Mortgage Bank, but Federal Mortgage Bank is not helping. We can't even say any. I've been in this industry for about 16 years. We've not been able to conclude any of this, So it should be seamless.
But we have a lot of interesting looking policies, from the federal government that's supposed to engage or connect house owners or house ownership with the Federal Mortgage Bank, at least through the primary mortgage bank.
Yes, all the process must be seamless. Talking about the Nigerians, they are ready to, what they need to do is to get their equity contribution, which is possibly maybe about 10% of the total value.
It's about 30%.
About 30%. Now that can, I remember when the former governor Fashola was the minister for housing. He was able to beat, down that and he said 5 million naira interest free if you're buying a house. But
I guess but
it's no longer available
Lagos, now. Yeah,
but that is no longer
mortgage.
available now. But they should find a way to take out the bottlenecks. Taking out all the challenges, all the roadblocks, all the loopholes, and because so much needs to be looked into the housing sector, because this is possible. We do that every day. We build every day. We have all the workers working every day.
That liquidity is not that it's not that free now, even from the government aspect.
Now, if you are paying for 30 years, there's all what's interest, which will be added. All this applies in the Western world, and they are still in operation. You can own a house of your own and spread the payment for 30 years. And the interest will surely be there to what? To pay. And that is one of the easiest way to provide homes for everybody. Now, the 1978 Land Use Act must be looked into. We are still using an act that was enacted about 46 years ago, and which is still in operation. That should be that you should break it down. They should dissect it and take out the good parts and discard the obsolete parts and see how to prove. You see, it's not rocket science. It is possible. This is what we do every day.
Who is supposed to lead this
conversation?
Who is supposed to coordinate it?
Well, we have the Ministry of Housing. The Ministry of Housing can call, a town hall meeting and bring all the developers, together and see how can we provide affordable homes for the good people of Nigeria, which is possible.
The town hall meeting is where we should start. We'll see if that idea flies.
Yes, it is possible.
Thank you so much, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ArcView Investments Limited, Dr. Segun Osundairo.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.